so very excited today for two reasons. First, it's kind of a Halloween themed video again going on here. But secondly, we're doing my fourth favorite band of all time, the amazing Duran Duran. Yes, we're headed all the way back to 2024, very recently, to listen to 4 songs from their latest album, Mask of the Pink Death, Nightboat, Evil Woman, and New Moon, Dark Phase. Matt was telling me that this is an amazing album. I 1000% believe him. Surprised I've never heard it. It came out originally in 2023, but hey, that means I get to react to it. So 3 of the songs I do know, but still very excited because they're all remakes, new versions, so I know there's going to be changes. We'll start with Mask of the Pink Death. This is the only new song that I haven't heard, and it's an instrumental. Let's get right into it. Amazing, of course. It was eerie, so atmospheric. The drums and percussion were amazing. Sounded sharp, kind of snappy. Really like that. Very cinematic, dark, and lush, just how I like it. Stellar keyboard work, of course, by the amazing Nick Rhodes, one of my top keyboard gods since almost the very beginning. I've had the privilege of loving this band since probably around 1983, due to my sisters loving them, getting me into it, thank goodness, and I've loved them ever since. Definitely shades of Danny Elfman's work here, along with Tim Burton's films. I was picturing two spirits dancing in swirling light, just full of love. ghostly love in a decrepit house. Just plenty of ghoulish passion going on here. It even had a romantic feel, even though it was so dark. I'll call it a spirit love song. Definitely a great album opener to set the tone for what's to come. I am excited to hear the rest of it, including the ones that I'm not going to listen to today. There are other new ones, so should be quite the listen when I do it on my own. I won't rate this one for a couple of reasons. I don't want to make a mistake in my rating for one of my top 5 favorite bands of all time. Again, this is number 4 on the list. Also, I think all their stuff's great. You know, they're not going to be all at the top level, different variations, but I know I love it all. And I know the next 3 songs are great because I've heard them before. So excited to hear new versions. All right, on to Nightboat. It's a remake of their song that was originally released in 1981. The original is super dark already, so let's see what they do with this one.
Standing on the edge of the quay, no lights flashing on the water for me. Fog in my mind darkens in my eyes, silently streaming for a distant sound. Ripple river yellows, rising for a breath of breathing and drowns. Stillness overcome me in the night. Listen to the rising water moan. I'm waiting, waiting for the night boat. I'm waiting, waiting for the night boat. Shadows all through me, shudder away. Echo me. Am I alone or is the river alive? 'Cause it echoes me. I'm waiting for the night boat. I'm waiting for the night boat.
Wow. Significantly different. Wow, I got Ghost Ship on the Sea in the pitch black of night vibes right from the get-go. Really, really evocative here. This version was definitely more orchestral, fuller sounding, kind of more lush than the original. The original's excellent, but this one's quite different. There was new musical chords and ideas going on to back up his vocals, so I love the changes that they made. But I love that they gave some nods to the original, the first one being that keyboard sound effect, kind of ghoulish, creepy, probably the same tone as the original, and then of course the bass line, very similar in sections, so that was cool. Also a bit more of a groove in this version, thanks to that drumming, the rhythm going on there. Wow, of course, I loved it. All right, now on to Evil Woman. I'm sure all of you watching know this song. It was originally performed by the amazing Electric Light Orchestra. Let's see what kind of treatment they give it. Okay.
The blues, 'cause you ain't got no one else to use. There's an open road that leads nowhere, so just make some miles between here and there. There's a hole in my head where the rain comes in. You took my body and played to win. Ha ha, woman, it's a crying shame, but you ain't got nobody else to blame. Evil woman, evil woman, evil woman, evil woman. Rode in from another town, hit some gold too hard to settle down. But a fool and his money soon go separate ways, and you found a fool lying in a daze. Ha ha, woman, what you gonna do? You destroyed all the virtues that the Lord gave you. It's so good that you're feeling pain, but you better get your face on board the very next train. Evil woman, evil woman, evil woman, evil woman. Done me wrong, but now you're trying to wail a different song. Ha ha, funny how you broke me up. You made the wine, now you drink a cup. I came running every time you cried. Thought I saw love smiling in your eyes. Ha ha, very nice to know that you ain't got no place left to go. Evil woman,
Well, that was glorious. A funky dance version of Evil Woman? Why not? But I absolutely did not expect that beat and groove. Wow. I really love that they pretty much stayed faithful to the original, giving their own spin to the instrumentation. For instance, I love that they kept those epic string parts and those disco elements, especially in the chorus here, just like the original. Gotta mention Simon Le Bon, his voice, still amazing, still sounding incredible this year in 2024. What a vocal goat. Excellent guitar work too, gotta mention that, adding so much to the funk and groove of this one. And by the end, pure disco vibes. Love, love, love that. Alright, and we'll finish with New Moon, Dark Phase. It's a remake of the song New Moon on Monday, which was originally released in 1984.
You shake up the picture, the lizard mixture with your dance on the eventide. You got me coming up with answers, all of which I deny. I said it again, but could I please rephrase it? Maybe I can catch you right. I couldn't really put it much plainer, but I'll wait till you decide. Send me your warning sirens, as if I could ever hide. Last time, La Luna, I light my torch and wave it for the new moon on Monday, and a fire dance through the night. Stayed the cold day with a lonely satellite.
And here we go.
Breaking away with the beast in both worlds, a smile that you can't disguise. And every minute I keep finding clues that you leave behind. Spare me from these reminders, as if I forget tonight. This time, La Luna, I light my torch and wave it for the new moon on Monday, and a fire dance through the night. Stayed the cold day with a lonely satellite. New moon on Monday, and a fire dance through the night. Stayed the whole day with a lonely satellite. I light my torch and wave it for the new moon on Monday, and a fire dance through the night. Stayed the cold day with a lonely satellite. New moon on Monday, and a fire dance through the night. Stayed the whole day with a lonely satellite. New moon on Monday, and a fire dance through the night. Stayed the cold day with a lonely satellite. New moon on
Oh, John, how you shine on that bass. Wow. Wow, so we start off very different from the original. Kind of shocking. It was highly stripped down, kind of darker sounding, much more solemn. But then it did become more like the original later on. They threw in some nods to the original after the first chorus. Then it kind of slowly morphed into something closer to the original. Yeah, excellence by everyone here, but really excellent bass lines going on by the incredible John Taylor. This song is still divine 40 years later. It's aged like fine wine, and I love hearing it in an updated version. We get that super lush interlude, the super deep bass sounds vibrating my ears literally. That was glorious. Really enjoyed it. Really loved all of these, as I knew I would. This one's a perfect reaction video for me, not because of my reaction, but because of the songs, what I got, what I knew I was going to get, and the newness of it all, the reinvention of it all. Perfection. So thank you so much for enriching my soul, my musical soul, for about 41 years now, most of my life. The amazing Simon Le Bon, Nick Rhodes, John Taylor, Roger Taylor, Andy Taylor, and anyone else who worked on these versions. Really love them. All right, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Anyway, you take care, stay safe, stay hydrated, and as always, I'm wishing you much peace, love, and blessings every day. I'll see you soon.